See.
Now the audio's up. So, yeah, you guys can actually kind of probably see it up from there now if you want to. Hi, there's a little behind the scenes for you guys. We've got a monitor up here that now everybody can see what's going on inside of OBS while it's happening. So if I forget to switch a scene or mess something up, then they can yell at me, which is perfect. Yep. So
we do that anyway.
Anywho, welcome back in. Those of you that are already joining us, thank you for being here. And if for some reason there's anybody new here, we are a group of friends that get together every Monday night at 7 p.m. Central and play Dungeons & Dragons. So, we don't have any special announcements or anything really this week. Mainly, I've got a video I'm working on about our new studio that we're building out, so that's kind of cool. That will be coming out likely later this week, I think. I have to get some more footage, but later this week we'll have a little bit of that, and I think you guys will like that. Beyond that, yeah, I'm not wearing a shirt to say merch, so I can't really do that one. So let's jump right in.
You can still buy the merch, though.
You can still buy the merch at RoleThis.com/shop.
If you're feeling naked and you want a shirt.
Yeah, if you want to warm up a little bit. But,
ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
the weather's about ready to turn. So.
There we go.
Soon the weather will turn.
Yeah, well, tonight we're going to have a record low for August.
I'm going to sleep outside.
I love the cold weather.
The mosquitoes are pretty bad out there.
Yeah. Anywho, where we were last time, the party had left the city of Dwebblehelm after speaking with Harkus Parthor, the red dragon at the top of the city of Dwebblehelm, and obtaining a few quite interesting items. The blast of macing, the mace of blasting that Mazikeen has now.
Or blast of macing, it's just a spray. I'm like, no, it means no!
And then the Woostavast bow that Elanduar has. Kale also left a weapon with Parthor, which was the necrotic-infused greatsword that he started the journey with. No longer has that, as he also no longer has a need for it, with the ring that he obtained from CERN, giving him the ability to conjure a greatsword or any other weapon at any moment. And Parthor is now investigating and inspecting the weapon. You guys then left the city, headed out towards the northern pass. On your way, you encountered the greatest obstacle of the episode, a missing bridge.
The bridge!
You eventually made your way across it, suffering only a little bit of fall damage in the process, bludgeoning against a wall.
George of the jungle.
Then,
apparently I could not jump that far.
You guys met what was supposed to be the actual problem, and decimated it as you interacted quite viciously with a roper that turned to face you, catching none of you and being utterly destroyed in the end.
Nuked.
Nope. Nope, rope.
Not even one turn.
Yeah, I think it was like one, yeah. And then you guys were beset upon by a cloaker that dropped down from the ceiling. After a little bit more difficult of an encounter, you guys ended up destroying that as well in a
soaking damage.
Far faster method than I expected as well. But now are left after the inept skinning from Elanduar.
Inept, it was very good. Very good.
It was, you were left with a cloak of a cloaker that has the
cloaker cloak.
Head of the cloaker as a hood, teeth and all. At
Inside
that moment,
pockets.
you guys had fully defeated your foes in this section and had kind of come together and stood around the remains. And that's where we're picking things up right now.
I'd still like to get above ground, but
yeah, I think
I'm awfully tired.
I think we can probably press on a little bit. I mean, we did make a lot of noise right now, and I'm pretty familiar with like just the mountains in general, and I think we're pretty close to the outside.
You recall that not too far back,
Can I smell
could
it?
actually hear the water of the river off to your right. So it was
That's right.
either close enough to definitely say that it was just right there, or it was echoing through the caverns from caves that went that direction. But either way, you do have some form of access if you chose to hit the western banks of the Erin.
Well,
Yeah, I
let's
think-
follow the sound of the river.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good idea. So let's double back and head where we saw that.
What?
Okay.
Back over the non-existent.
Wait, we're going. Yeah.
So,
Wait, is that over the bridge again? I don't want to do that.
so if I recall
No, I don't
correctly,
think it
the way
is.
I described it was actually after the bridge. Like
Yeah.
you could hear the water because you saw water right there
Uh-huh.
at the bridge. But I believe it was described as extra caverns that now you could hear the sound from, basically right before what just happened.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to, you could head that direction. Is that what you would like to do?
I believe our nature guide is the one that I would choose to follow.
I think that's going to be the best option.
Okay.
We'll be able to get to water.
So if Elanduar is leading, roll a d4 for me.
3.
Okay, keep that in mind. You guys turn and head down the passage to your right, and it does take a little bit longer than you expect, but eventually you do come around kind of a weird jagged corner in the tunnel itself, and do come across the you can see a gap, an opening at the end here of access to the outside, it appears.
So is it kind of open up into a cavern again?
No, it's still a tunnel in this section, but you can just see the light at the end. It looks to be fading down quite a bit.
Okay, yeah, we're
so
coming
it's just kind of that bluish,
Okay.
evening light.
Let me scout ahead and see if there's anything living near the edge of this.
Sounds good to me.
Alright, so I'm gonna go and cast Pass Without a Trace on me.
Okay,
as
and
well.
then I'll have everybody make stealth rolls, because you two are presumably some form of hiding, hanging back, and
I
then...
think that goes to everyone.
Yes, pass that trace should hit everyone. Natural one. No.
Oh boy.
Yeah, already off to a great start.
So
Right.
17.
You have a
Okay.
10
Stealth
plus
roll.
bonus.
So
to
you
your
have an
stealth.
11.
Okay. Oh, plus my stealth.
Yeah.
So
So you're
Oh,
natural.
Plus 4.
Did you roll 1 too?
That's a 2.
A 2. Okay.
So I would have a
27.
5 plus his.
And
So what's your total?
It'd be 5 for me, not adding his pass without a trace.
15.
Okay.
And then 27.
Not bad for a 1.
17.
17 total. Okay. Pass without a trace. Saved your ass.
Yes, it did.
the paladin is completely.
Yeah, you're just like,
honest.
you look back and you can't quite find Kale, and you watch as Kale kind of just melts
He just,
in the shadows.
yeah, it's just like he's just like sitting here like this, and that looks.
God,
like
I wish I
maybe a
had that
vein
cloak.
Or,
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That
Like a little
The cloak just
little,
kind of-
silver in the wall.
yeah, the cloak's helping.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
It actually would.
It could.
But he's not
based on
using
how
it.
They function.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it is tied up behind you. I guess I should roll for Coral as well, see if she sneezes or something, which she does. Immediately sneezes as you kind of brush up against the wall and puff
This is
up a
no
little
time to
dust.
fart. Come on. Knock it off.
And Elanduar, you head forward. Make a perception roll for
Because
me.
she's in here.
That doesn't sound like she
She's
farted.
back here.
that one, that's a retired dice. That's a 1.
Oh.
Okay, so as you kind of travel down, you're looking down at the ground to try to see if there's any kind of tracks or anything in this area. Gonna run your hand along the sides of the wall.
The biggest guy is the
And
stealthiest.
Then you make your way down to the opening and glance out, and it looks like there's maybe a 10-foot kind of bank of like river rock and some sand and stuff here at the edge of the water. And water kind of cuts up to this and keeps flowing on without really coming into this space.
Well, I'm going to shuffle back to him. It's like, it looks like a very good spot. We should have enough room to bed down for the day.
All right. Well then, quietly, we should probably make camp.
Yep.
Very quietly. And I say that a little louder.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yes, very quietly.
Yes. Yeah, echoes.
And okay, as you guys kind of get all together again and head towards the edge, suddenly you hear this noise. It sounds like flapping of wings. This envelops you, and coming out of the cave multitude of bats that Elanduar had failed to see that were on the roof of the cave. Otherwise, seems to be a fairly safe spot to bed down. There's a little bit of driftwood even. Kind of up on
Just like roll for a reason.
Yeah.
Is that a survival to like build a fire or whatever?
sure.
I mean,
Wait, so you build a
I
fire?
was gonna say usually you can just like nonchalant.
But he asked, so.
So I mean, it's let's see.
How about build a fire in a way that
18.
it doesn't smoke?
Ooh, okay.
You're on 18?
Yes.
Yeah, you do exactly that, actually. You get everything together, and there is a little bit of this kind of like bluish smoke that comes off right at the very beginning, and then everything kind of lights in a manner that you've practiced before during hunts and stealthy raids, to where your actual smoke is very, very minimal, if not completely absent from this fire due to the way that you have it kind of situated inside
Like
the fire pit.
diffused, so it doesn't just.
Precisely.
I'm an expert.
Yep. All right, so you guys bedding down then?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you want to do beforehand?
I'm going to just attend to his cloak
Okay, perfect.
as I need to.
I'm going
I need
to,
do a survival.
Yep. So do a survival roll for that.
That is a total of 8.
8.
Yes.
You're doing what?
His cloak. So when I took it, I field dressed it, but I need to
Oh, you gotta tan it.
Yeah,
That's
you gotta do
right.
too much tanning.
tan it for 10 days.
Oh, gotcha.
Or 7 days.
1 week, so 7 weeks.
It's
seven
been
days.
weeks.
1 week, 7 days.
Been a while.
So, okay. So,
Let's see.
1, 2,
We've traveled. We've fought.
6.
Do you mind if
Okay.
I would say, not counting No Wink over there, I'd probably be the least tired because you did most of the fighting.
Yeah, I got beat up.
Yeah.
Well, you can, and I'll. So you take first watch, and then after 4 hours, I'll wake you up, because I'll just meditate. I can.
That doesn't make. Wait.
I do it
You
long-
just said
After
I
4
take first watch, but 4 hours you'll wake me up.
Or
Then I'm not watching.
No, I'll take.
Maybe you
I'll
fall
wake
asleep.
up. Then I'll wake you up, and then I'll take the second and third.
Okay.
Works for me.
How's Coral?
How are you back there, girl?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I don't think she got hit at all.
No, she didn't.
Oh no, she is stealthy. Yeah, she's
She's
good.
got the that armor makes her invisible pretty much the
been-
entire time she wants to be.
I spent a little bit of time before bed just kind of going over general lessons on like the pillars of the religious portion of
Okay.
the blades.
Before I go to bed, I'll also do Cordon of Arrows, which is one of my spells.
Which basically you stick arrows in the ground.
I stick 4 arrows. I'll put
Oh.
2 by the cave entrance, and then 2 on either sides of the bank of the river, like on one our side is.
Is that
It's
a trap?
It's essentially a trap.
So
that
what
will.
happens when it's triggered? If it's triggered.
When you cast the spell, you can designate any creature you choose, and the spell ignores them.
Okay.
The creature. Until the end. Whenever a creature other than you comes within 30 feet of that ammunition that you put down for the first time, or on the turn, or at the end of a turn, one piece of ammunition flies up and strikes it. The
Okay.
creature must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 damage.
So in essence, if something comes within 30 feet of the fire, it's going to be hit by one of 4 arrows.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Mark that down too.
And we're hoping that it grunts when that happens.
That's
Alright.
true.
Roll for snore.
And your cloak making skills, that is considered a failure on 1 of 7.
Okay.
There's a certain number you have to hit of successes for it to be proper,
Yes.
and a certain number of failures will cause it to be useless or just
Just a
meat,
piece of-
basically. Yeah. piece of stinking flesh, which theoretically could still be worn as a cloak, but would be gross. And
It would look like this all cracked
Right,
and stuff.
it would result in
And like,
If we're ever going against zombies, it'd be great.
Right. It would also result in another adverse effect that I'm not going to state. Just so you're aware.
That's fine. I'm not
You don't
worried.
want to fail too many times.
failure is bad.
Right.
My D20 rolls have been terrible. Those were both 2s.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know.
Okay, so
You were
Kale, you're
higher on
betting
a
down.
D4 than you did on a D20.
That's true.
That's very true. So you're betting down as first. You're
I'm betting
meditating.
down as well. Yes.
Okay, so betting down slash
Here's the
meditating.
meditating. Yes.
And then Cora will also be doing the same, just kind of curled up back to back with you.
Yes.
And Maze, you're taking first watch. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and do a perception roll for me.
11.
11. Okay. The water in this area is fairly loud, so you don't really hear much of anything other than just the of the water.
Okay.
And as the night progresses, you just glance up and look at the stars, the mountain peaks off in the distance, and the mountain peaks right up beside you. So you're basically at the base of one. You look up and you see the cliff face. There's a number of kind of pockets and divots in the face of the cliff that you see that look like they could lead somewhere, but you don't necessarily see any kind of movement in there. Or there's a bug to make that happen. Or any other real activity for the first hour or so.
Okay.
Then you notice a bird. Odd sight in the middle of the night, but with the way that the sunlight is, or not sunlight, the way the moonlight is, which technically is sunlight, so I'm not entirely wrong.
That's true.
The moonlight and the starlight is kind of shining into this area and reflecting off the see, I'm just 100% on it. But the light that enters this and reflects off of the snow that's on the sides here, you can actually get a little bit of a sight of this creature. It seems large, not massively large, but definitely bigger than just a sparrow or even an owl. So it's quite a good size. Kind of flies over and rests kind of above you guys. It seems to look down into what I'll call a clearing in this area. And it kind of lets out this weird, like, type of noise. And then just flies off to the north.
How far above would you say it was?
Probably 60, 70 feet.
Because Maze has this thing with birds now. When it landed, just for the hell of it,
Okay.
I was going to cast Dispel Magic on it. In case it was a shapeshifter, just no bird, because I don't trust birds.
Okay. Specifics of that.
Yeah, so it does, range is 120 feet. Let's see, DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. And for the hell of it, let's see, what have I cast? Let's see.
I didn't cast anything with you.
I was
You
marking
just did
it.
So you just
I've been
did
marking it.
healing, 'cause
Yeah.
you did all your stuff last time.
I'll cast it at 3rd level, so 13 would be a DC. I mean, if it is a thing. But I'm casting it.
Okay. What I said is what happens.
Okay, yeah, that's just like,
Uh,
no, because it's not going to fill it. I'm just going to go, no bird.
Yep. And then right as you do that, that's when the noise comes out. So you kind of point at it, and
It stays a bird?
yeah, and this kind of the air
Okay.
in front of you kind of shimmers a little bit, and then coalesces and kind of heads towards that direction, and then the bird flies away after making a weird kind of croaking type noise.
Mace sits back down. It's like, okay.
And all you could really see was like the outline. You couldn't really make out what type or anything.
Yeah, it was like a bird type. I mean,
you
it's
saw
just
wings. It
yep.
lands, looks down at you,
Flying
seemed to have
PTSD. No.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly.
Flying type.
Yeah.
But
I don't alert anyone of it.
okay, perfect. Yeah.
Piss
So
off,
are you
ghost.
taking second?
Yeah, I'm taking second and
Okay.
third because
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because you
Take
have
the
the
long
long
rest
rest. So
already.
yeah, and then Kale and Coral can pick up the rear there, based on the time frame there.
Yeah.
Having an elf makes a party
Comes in
work
handy,
out
yeah.
well for a full night's watch. Actually,
Yes.
Your elf does
3.5.
good stuff.
yeah, 3.5, 3 and an 8.
Yeah.
High. So, Maze, your watch, other than the bird, comes to a fairly peaceful
That it flipped
close.
off with magic.
Yep, precisely.
Yes.
Flip the bird.
Flip the bird, yes.
Look at that, I can punch
Yes.
it. Whoa.
Yes. All the
So,
puns. All right.
Yes.
So you rouse Elanduar, and if you guys have anything to say to each other, feel free.
It's just I'll gently poke him.
Yes, sorry, it's meditating. Is it?
It is your
over?
turn.
Okay, I will take watch then.
There's just a big, giant, weird flying frog. Just
A frog?
yeah, it sounded like a frog. Don't worry about
you-
it. It may be back.
Were you dreaming?
No.
Okay.
Or was I? Trust me, my dreams are not that pretty.
Okay, Well, you'll have a good sleepless.
Before
Sleep.
sleeping,
Okay.
Maze will do some calming meditation,
Perfect.
as was instructed by her, and just get a feel of the nature.
Can I like give her tips of how to meditate?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because he probably sees me doing it all weird and stuff. Like I'm laying leaves in a circle around me, and I'm just like,
You're not summoning anything. It's just meditation.
I'm trying to calm down. I don't.
Just close your eyes.
I like the
Close your
leaves.
eyes.
The leaves
That's
make me
fine
feel
if
good.
that what makes you happy. Keep them near you.
Okay.
Deep breathing, please. Okay, slow.
Oh,
deep
okay.
breathing. You have a lot to learn.
Okay. And I guess I would say once she finally gets that slow, deep breathing, she just starts snoring, and having puppy dreams, kind of like she falls
Now
asleep
you're
and
doing
just.
it right.
Okay. So, speaking of dreams, you roll a perception.
Ooh, 20, natural 20.
Oh.
With my perception, it says that's a 29.
Oh, show off. Oh, nope. Phone's trying to go on Amazon. Don't do that.
Okay. I'll get back to you.
Ooh.
Kale,
Huh.
you're asleep.
Yeah.
After falling asleep,
Uh-huh.
you just fall into a fairly deep and restful feeling sleep. About halfway through or so, you start to hear this sound. It sounds like a hammer on metal. Just ting, ting, ting. And instead of the way your dreams have previously started, where you're flying through these mountains,
Mhm.
you just open your eyes. And you look around, and you're in the familiar space of the forge.
Hey, I've been here.
Inside this area, you glance about towards where the anvil is,
Mhm.
and you actually see Parthor hammering away, forging
You already knew.
an axe of some kind.
You knew where I was all the time.
And he built it.
Yeah, I know.
And looking past him, you see that the forge itself is different from a normal forge. It's not just coals. It appears to actually be bubbling. It seems to be some kind of liquid, like magma of some kind. And it just kind of, it's with the presence of Parthor, it seems to be really going. There's bits that are coming up out of it. Steam is rising throughout the
Royal.
space. And this feels different. It feels somewhat like a memory here, as opposed to a dream that you're acting in. And you stand up and walk over as this gleaming edge of this axe head is just being finished off, and it's then slid across to a metal kind of grated table, and you see your massive clawed hands kind of flow over the top of it, and the blade itself kind of floats up just a little bit. You feel yourself roar back and blast it with icy cold energy, and it freezes along the outside of it and then cracks, and all of it falls to the ground, letting up more steam. Then you grab the through like a kind of bin of various hewn woods. You grab what will be the haft of this axe, and you just kind of jam it up into the central portion of it and hand it back over to Parthor, working in unison to craft this very well-made axe. At that point, your vision kind of fades out, and then you just kind of open your eyes again, and you're sitting on the same throne that you'd seen previously, surrounded by various piles of gems and coins, primarily silvers and platinums, but there are a few gold items laying around. Roll a d20 for me.
Oh, too bad I couldn't take the last one.
Right, yeah. 15.
What would you like to do?
So I'm sitting on a throne. Gems one side, platinum and
Kind of all
silvers
mixed
all
together,
mixed
for
together.
the most part, but
I
there
call
is...
for it Koro,
Okay.
or I attempt to.
Okay. So you're just gonna...
Yeah, so I mean, it's something similar to like Koro. I seek an audience.
As you go to speak, the voice that comes out is not your own. And you hear, Goro, I seek an audience. Roll d20 again.
Yeah, I was gonna say 9. Is there a potential skill that would help me with this?
Wisdom? Does it put it over a 10?
Yep, 11.
Okay. What would you like to do now? One more shot at this.
Okay.
To get one shot.
What would I like to do now? Can I grab something polished, highly polished, and look at my own face?
Yeah,
Okay.
So you kind of glance about the chamber and you look over and actually see a mirror that is kind of propped up against the space. It's not quite facing you yet. It's off to the kind of a weird angle. It's gilded along the edges with silver, kind of swirling filigree style around two kind of almost columns, it seems like, on the sides. And then it comes together in that same flowing pattern up above the top and down below. Each of the corners are set with these large, finely cut sapphires. And then there are diamonds at intervals down the sides. You step over to this mirror, look into it, and see the form of a massive dragon that is standing in a somewhat hybrid form. White wings, silver scales, large muscles. Your face is elongated snout. Silver horns come from the back of your head.
Okay.
Roll d20 again.
5.
Looking at this visage, you kind of reach forward and just touch the mirror, and as you do, it kind of ripples. and everything fades to black. Elanduar, you glance out, seeing the same similar lit space. Starlight and moonlight reflecting from the snow on the sides of the mountain. It's cold here. It's colder than you're used to. It feels like winter, though it's just beginning of fall. And looking up into the sky, for a brief moment, you feel like you see colors just shoot through the sky, right following over the river. Just a flash of a multicolored greens and blues with a hue of like a pink undertone to it. And it just flashes across. Kind of curiously stare up at it. A little on edge, but more in awe. And it happens again. This time just greens and blues. And then a flash from the other side across of more pinks with a little tone of blue to it. This goes on for a good half hour or so, and you find yourself just mesmerized by what's taking place in the sky. It's the equivalent of the northern lights of what we have. And something about these lights kind of draws you in, makes you want to go that way, to find their source. And you find yourself now just kind of standing at the edge of the water, looking up. And you kind of start down and look across into the water. Now seeing how close you are, you look down and see yourself reflected back at you amongst a reflection of the stars and the mountain peaks and the colors flowing across the sky, all behind you. And again, you feel just kind of pulled forward, but you step back and look across the way and you see eyes. One set of eyes, large eyes. Each eye the size of a grapefruit, just up out of the water. And at this specific area, the water seems to kind of come out and cut in where you currently are, and that's how you can see the reflection. And then where these eyes are, it kind of cuts back again. So this section is up here where you are, and the eyes are kind of down here.
Downriver?
Just downriver in another cut-in section. Then you see the eyes as well as this kind of, it's hard to make out color, but it looks to be kind of a dark type of color of like a rounded snout coming over in front of the eyes, curving down into the water. And at this moment, it's just sitting there looking at you.
Okay, I'll just kind of stare right back at it and back off from the water, kind of sit with my back to our fire and just pretty much gaze at that. Still going around and looking at everything else, but pausing at that, making sure it's in the exact same spot all the time.
It does stay there and does not move at all the entire time
Not even
your watch is
blinking.
taking place. You do notice with that high, you got a natural 20, so you do notice that it blinks a couple of times, but not often. Just kind of like that. Every once in a while, every couple minutes. It's not even like a blink, it's almost more of just a cleaning of the lenses type of thing. This goes on throughout the remainder of your watch.
Okay, I don't want to start any trouble, so I'll just make sure it doesn't start any trouble.
Perfect. And it does not as you go to wake Kalistrats.
Good morning.
No. Who's that?
Good morning. Oh,
Who's that?
Hi, Coral. Good morning.
Oh, all clear?
For the most part, there is something in the water. A big creature.
Something in the water.
Something in the water. Yeah, it's over there. Do you see
a
it?
perception roll for me, Gail? This will be separate from your watch roll. Just
13.
with Elanduar pointing it out, it's kind of hard to make out, but you do see just the reflection of these eyes across the way where this water stills.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to pretty much stay up with you.
So what do you
That's fine.
suppose that is?
It's probably some sort of water creature.
Like a flying
Well,
Like a
like a flying frog.
I believe May said it was a very large frog. But
a hypnotic toad, maybe.
hypnotic, I hope not. I was looking at it for a long time.
Hypnotic toad. No toad.
Hypnotoad.
Well, I'm gonna go check all the traps, make sure there's
That
haven't
sounds
been
good.
triggered. See if we got any small game.
Coral, do you want to go through some forms while we practice?
Sure.
So, yeah, we just go through forms.
She's actually quite good with the knives. She has her own kind of style, though. It's not as refined as what yours is or what you kind of expect, but yet there's something about the way it flows that
Feels practiced.
practiced and feels like it's just a different style. Not like it's anything less than what you would have expected initially. It's just different.
I just picture capoeira with knives.
It's a little more primal.
Yeah.
A little more focused on these quick, like, and then sharp stabs, and almost as if these are fangs on some type of creature or something, which, as you've seen before with the way she dispatched some creatures, the fang attack type thing is something that she kind of leans towards when it comes to
Instead
blades.
of cutting, she's
It's like it's almost as if the slashes are defensive and flowing, whereas the stabs are the actual attack, the actual blow itself.
Seem to be pretty practiced with the blades.
She spins one. And just winks at you. A little bit.
I don't recall showing you how to practice that way. Where'd you learn?
I've just taught myself over the years. Some you pick up when you have to.
I reckon that's true, especially being the small one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the bow better though. It's easier to stay at a distance.
It's a little less scary too, right?
Especially like this. And she just goes invisible. And then she pops back.
Yeah. And yes, exactly like that.
She just smiles that big, vicious-looking smile again.
So what was your clan like?
Mean,
Mean.
cruel, violent.
And how did you end up in that dungeon?
I got caught by the elves. She glances back to your back as you're going to check your traps. And looks back to Kale. Not intending to.
Yeah.
You just kind of like I said elves and I'm looking.
Yeah. Well, he seems like a different kind of elf.
Yeah.
But just want you to know that we get through this, you'll have a home with the blades, and they won't treat you that way.
She smiles more of a, not smirk, but like a lip smile as opposed to a toothy one, just like a whatever you say kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she's not quite like she trusts you, but she doesn't trust people in general.
Right.
She doesn't have a
Natalie
life
Dormer
that
smile.
gives her that, yeah.
I'm picturing that now.
But okay, well then on top of that, probably something to the effect of, well, once you become one of the blades, then you will be one of them, if that's what you want. You can always back out, go a different path.
Well, I may not seem like it, but I don't usually back out of things. I That's why I ended up.
That's why you got
going to the
caught?
elves. Yes. Yeah.
We'll talk on this another time. We should get ready for breakfast.
Her eyes light up, of course.
Yeah. And I pull out the hardtack.
Yeah. She pulls out some sausage and she's talking.
Yeah.
It's a little by now. It's only been about a day and a half or so, roughly.
Cast her in your
but
stomach,
it's been-
man.
Probably fine.
Yeah, it's been outside, so you get a little bit of a be partaking, but
Let's eat the
she's just
hardtack,
devouring it. Yeah,
thanks.
perfect. During this time, go ahead and make another perception roll for me.
Just me?
Yes, just you.
Is Elanduar asleep?
You're still up.
I'm still.
Yeah, they're
You
both
as well.
awake. Yeah.
11.
Nat 20.
Hey!
You notice that the eyes are gone. And as you're checking your traps, none of them have been sprung yet.
Spring.
No spring sprung.
Spring-
It's sprung.
As
Spring
you
has
are
sprung.
Spring did.
kind of over by the
Spring?
cave, kind of just kind of like pull the arrow out and like just check it, kind of dust off, stick it back in. You're kind of looking over to make sure that you feel like the alignment is correct. You hear this, and do you have to make an attack roll of any kind against whatever? triggers
They
it?
have to do a save, a dex save of 14.
Okay, so you hear that go off, and then how much damage does it do?
1d6.
Roll the d6
One.
and become alerted.
5.
Okay, 5 points of damage.
Am I alerted as well?
I'll yell out. Kale,
At
one of
the
the
same
traps.
time as you're hearing him yell out, you hear this type of noise and notice one of the arrows kind of fling through the air from the water downstream.
Time to wake up, princess.
Okay, what's going on?
I'm gonna start calling you princess.
Did you know what? Well,
Yes.
technically she is.
Yes, that's
Technically, it is.
Technically.
You have hit something. You know it's most likely slightly downriver of you. Beyond that, you don't see a thing yet.
Would it be underwater?
Could be.
It could be at this point.
Because I set it next to like the riverbank, and
Would he have seen where his arrow? You would know where your arrow would go, right?
I know where I placed it. I placed it at the end of the.
Oh, so he has no idea.
I don't know
the
where
arrows, the way that I put them, because of the way he described them, was one on the north edge of the water, one on the south edge of the water, one on the north edge of the cave, one on the south edge of the cave.
Okay.
It's kind of in a 4-piece deal, so it could hit anything from
Got you.
range.
So he has no
The
idea.
one on the south riverside is what was triggered. So
Okay.
something is roughly exactly 30 feet away from that side.
Yeah.
That's about all you know at this point.
So it's southeast of our camp. That's all I know.
The sound that I heard, what did it sound like?
The sound I made.
It sounded like an arrow hitting something
Okay.
fleshy.
Alright, so it didn't sound like.
Sounds like it's
People-
alive still. It
Yeah.
didn't sound like a human.
Yeah, it didn't sound
Oh, did not sound human to them.
It did not sound human.
Did it sound big?
It's a thud.
Yeah, I heard a whistle and then.
You just barely caught the
I wouldn't have heard the
drum of
sound.
it.
I would have heard them, but
I'm
I'm
just
going
yelling
to.
at Kale.
Yeah.
There's someone at the edge of our camp.
Well. That's a bummer. I don't really have anything that can do
Well,
much.
I'm gonna look over there and see if I
could try to
can
cast Compel
like,
Duel, but
pick
I have
anything
to
out
see it.
within that 30, like that range. Like do it
Are you
kind
gonna move that direction? Because the way that this area
Yeah,
is it's kind of like the cliffside kind of comes down almost in a slope at this point.
I'm
So
going
you
to.
have to like clamber up a little bit, like a rock slide, to look over it to see anything that
On
direction.
that side.
Yeah.
And then that
Excuse me.
is perpendicular to the camp, so the camp's that way. And then
So the camp is in this general area. There's that, and then there's the water cave. Okay. So your camp is roughly there. This is one slide, this is another slide, this is the cave, this is the water. This is the general area that you would have heard.
Okay, I'm gonna actually head back towards the camp and try to get a line of sight, like along the riverbank.
Okay, yeah. Do a perception roll from that area.
22.
Okay. Climbing up out of the water, you specifically notice this kind of hulking form of reptilian or amphibious, some type of creature like that, that has slightly webbed toes that extend out into kind of a almost slimy type of texture as it up out. Its bulbous form kind of melding with the head, the two large eyes kind of offset to the sides, its rounded snout, and it kind of snarls a little bit and seems to have like a row of fangs across the front of its teeth. As it steps out, you notice its back legs are much larger than its front, and it kind of springs up onto the side of the slide just across adjacent to you. And you lose sight of it for a moment, and then it up over the side. Now all of you can see that, and it kind of seems to tense itself up and roll initiative.
Yeah.
Oh. Mace is gonna be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you triggered our traps. Can I help you?" Apparently, it doesn't want to talk.
Right.
Wait, did it get within the other traps?
Oh yeah, did it go to that other trap?
Yes.
At least the other one, like the one kind of by the cave now.
Roll 3d6.
Hey!
Ew. And it dies before.
That one's cocked.
Good roll.
14?
Yep.
14?
What was each roll?
5, 6, 3.
Okay. So 2 of the arrows hit into it. The third one, it kind of springs off to the side just a little bit and kind of catches itself as the rock's going to tumble down, and then steadies itself again. And that was 5 and 6, right?
5, 6, 3.
Okay. So that is 11 more points of damage. And now it kind of rises up over that edge again and seems to ready itself to spring forward. And was anybody over 20 on initiative?
21.
21.
Wow.
Ooh-wee. I do it on the computer this time. And anybody between 15 and 20?
15.
Okay.
Coral?
Yeah, I've got her on there.
Okay.
Coral did very not well.
Okay. Coral and I are probably like,
Yeah.
right
That
there.
was the last place.
And where are you at, Maze?
12.
12. Okay. And actually, I think Coral's got some stupid level of like initiative. Yeah, she does.
That was rogue.
But
Yep.
you are still ahead of her. So. Coral. Okay. So, Elanduar,
All
it's
right.
your go.
I will shoot it with an arrow from
Okay.
Oostabast.
Okay.
Oh, let's roll to see if I hit it first.
That's usually helpful.
Yeah, usually. 16 plus 9.
16 plus 9 is more than 25. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is 25, actually.
Yeah, it is 25.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be 25.
So let's see. So it's lightning damage is what we're hitting it with? Yeah.
Thunder is the extra damage off the
Okay,
thing.
so
So you've got your regular
I
damage.
got regular damage, and then it's already taken damage, so I got or
And then you
this
add
colossal flare,
1d6 thunder on
1d6.
top of all
This
that.
plus this many.
I haven't cast.
Yeah, you didn't do
Didn't do
100.
that yet. So that is 12 points of piercing damage and 6 points of
Ooh,
thunder damage.
you got a 6 on that? Nice. Nice work.
All right.
Cool.
And then as a bonus action, I will cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Perfect.
And then use my second attack.
Okay.
To hit it again.
After your first attack, you draw the bow back, and again, a thunderous sound happens whenever you strike with the bow, and it causes some of the rocks to actually shift and slide slightly in that area. Go ahead and make your next attack.
I'm going to do a sharpshooter.
Okay.
So I'll take a -5 to my attack roll.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna probably hit that. That's fine. That's a
Total of 4.
8.
Does not hit.
Total of 8.
Yeah.
A piece of the cliffside actually just falls and hits into the water, causing a wave of water to flow against the other side of this riverbank.
And that's my turn.
Okay. It is going to actually stand up and look directly at Kale. You're the biggest one here. As it looks at you,
I'm not throwing thunderbolts at it.
as it looks
Primal.
at you,
Go after
I've done a lot of
Alpha.
damage to it already.
I have you make a
Charisma save.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and do charisma. That'll work, actually. It does work in some fashion for this because it's a mind effect.
Yeah, that or wisdom.
Yeah, I was thinking wisdom, but I'll let you do charisma, so yeah.
18.
18. You begin to feel woozy and kind of just overall dizzy, and your vision kind of. But you close your eyes and shake your head and steady yourself, and no effect takes place. It will then turn and attempt the same thing on Maze. So Maze, make a wisdom or charisma roll.
Add 2 to it.
Because I'm not wise.
Add 2.
Okay.
Is it
Well,
total 3 now?
I rolled a 3. My charisma's 6. So plus his 2.
11.
And yeah, 11.
11?
Yeah.
You fall to one knee, dazed, confused, almost sick.
All right.
But,
Dang it.
You were going there.
but otherwise, you kind of shake off this effect and kind of glance back up. You are half prone,
Okay.
which means that you have to take a fourth of your movement that you have available to rise,
Okay.
basically, from where you are. Because you're kind of on a knee, so I'm not saying you're like on the ground fully,
Yeah.
but you just kind of will have to use some of your movement to rise.
Okay.
And that does bring us then to
Speak as a free action. Hey, Elanduar, you resist that thing's effect yet?
It did. Well, I guess it did look at me. I don't know.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did. Alright. How far away is it?
from you, 30 feet.
30 feet? That's a long way.
Yeah, I would say that's still where it is. But it's on the very edge of this camp area. You're kind of on the other side, basically.
Let me just find the longbow. Stats on longbow?
It's 1d8 plus. Well,
Plus 7 for you.
I need to know what my
It should be plus 7 over here.
for a longbow?
Just in general, I think your weaponry is all plus 7.
Probably. Yeah, we'll just do that. Yep, just gonna plus 1 longbow.
Okay.
16.
16 misses.
Bummer.
Silent almost. Compared to the last
Yeah,
few
right.
bow shots you've heard,
Yeah.
just a little skitter of metal and wood that then, before it hits the water, vanishes.
Yeah. Leave no trace, kids.
Bingo. And is that everything for Kale?
I'm like, dam up the river over here.
Right?
Yeah, no, that's all I got.
Okay, sounds good. Also, I added a little
Bonus action, I'm gonna cast Divine Shield of Faith, not Divine Shield.
Okay, sounds good. All right, that brings us around into Maze.
Okay, and it's up high, right?
Yeah, it's about 10 feet above you,
What weapons?
30 feet away, roughly.
Okay, 10 feet, 30 feet. Gotcha. Oh, I unequipped the crossbow to add the mace. That's what I did. I was like, oh, I didn't have that for range. I will attempt to throw a dagger.
Okay.
I have 2 daggers on me.
Make your attack roll now.
Okay.
Oh, what's your hunter's mark actually do?
It's a 1d6 to damage.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure that it wasn't a plus for anybody else's attack against it or anything.
I think just damage against it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
damage.
what's the
anyway.
range? Did you
Yes.
say it was like 30 feet or something?
Roughly, yeah.
Oh, then no, I wouldn't have thrown a dagger. I only get 20 feet with that.
And you don't throw a dagger?
No, I don't throw a dagger because I'm like, no.
You've
Yeah.
actually got a tattoo on your thumb.
Yes.
Tall being
Like,
is at 30 feet, and you're like,
nah. It's like I'm learning. Okay. Well, I will just one of my spelly things at it. Thing I had it queued up and it went away. It is the I want to say Sacred Flame. Nah, you know what? Let's bust out the new one for fun. Spiritual weapon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
why not?
What is your spiritual weapon?
It's a leaf. A giant leaf. Yeah, like
big old.
big old maple leaf, just like clap, 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 clap. You know, you just like the biggest leaf you can find.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I am casting that because it's 60 feet. So I'm gonna cast it behind it.
Okay. And then does it get to attack on the cast, correct?
I will find out as soon as this whoops thing goes away.
So what you guys see is
I know, that's why I was like, I don't think I could
Maze
use it right away.
raise her hands up towards this thing, and as she does, behind it, this coalescence of like purplish, pinkish energy kind of.
Where must
And
be
as it
weapon
expands
go?
out, a black maple leaf with the edges of it wreathed in this kind of pinkish purple flame just
Oh yeah.
rises up behind the frog. It's basically a frog.
I was right. Yes. No.
And it exists because you guys said that so many times. And that goes up behind it. The two of you are kind of like, you've never seen this before, so you're wondering if it's the creature or if it's Maze doing some weird thing with her hands or what's going on. But this is happening, almost like a peacock like spread behind it.
Yeah. So pretty much, it says casting time is 1 bonus. So I start it on my action, and then I have to use my bonus action to cast it. Just floating within range for duration. When you cast a spell, you can make a melee attack against the creature.
So as you make this, as you cast this spell,
Yeah.
you will attack.
I
too,
can
so make
attack.
your attack with it.
Hopefully, I can.
Oh,
Do attack.
Canadian accent.
Okay, so that was a 14.
Hey, she got Canadian
She's
accent.
from the
Eh?
Northern Kingdom.
We need some maple syrup.
What are you talking about over there?
Nice.
8.
I rolled a 14 to attack.
That does not actually hit though. You swing it down, and with this being the first time you've tried to control this thing, it just kind of like spins around and then kind of comes back to the same general space.
So it has no idea it's behind. Well, I guess it would know now. Because I was hoping the leaf would be like a tap, tap, slap, slap.
It has no idea the leaf is behind it. It feels
Sneaky
a
leaf.
brush of
It just
wind
saw me
behind
do this.
It feels a brush of
And then
wind
that's it.
behind it. And that will trigger something.
Where is it?
This creature just sees me do this. And that's it.
Yeah, that was your action bonus scenario there, right? Correct?
Yes, that's
Are
it.
you going to move it at all?
No, I'm just like,
Okay.
yeah.
So as this wind comes up behind it, it jumps forward, and Coral gets her turn. Is going to
Man, I
shoot
was
a
happy
couple
I rolled a
arrows at it.
14.
The first one goes wide. The second one. Oh shit! I'm on coral stuff. I'm on Mesa stuff. The second one just hits as it kind of jumps over with its underside exposed. Coral pops out from behind you, Kale. Oh, it hits right in its gut.
Silent but
And it
deadly.
lands in front of you. And it kind of growls forward at where Coral is. And has taken some damage last year roll. And then she kind of looks up at you, winks, and then poof, turns invisible. Like trying to say, that's how you shoot.
Nice.
Instead of like, oh, I got him down for you.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, I think
Right.
I like shooting bows.
Yeah, there you go, right? But you can take it however you want, but she just winks at you and disappears. Now it is looking at that space as if shocked because she has disappeared. It was going to attack her. It now turns over to you. Make a wisdom or charisma save.
Is he standing next to me?
He's within 20 feet, probably.
Okay, so no.
No.
16 plus 3, 19.
19?
Yeah.
Perfect. You're good. Only Coral, who now can't be found, could still be affected by that deal, which in essence would have paralyzed you if you had failed on it. But you just barely succeeded because of you.
Yeah,
And then
thank
you were kind of
goodness.
close as well, and you just crushed
Yeah.
it. You had no problem. But now it has its second attack, which it's going to still use against you as it's facing you now. Make a strength save for me. Contested strength, basically.
15.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to kind of retcon that a little bit and say it's dexterity first, but we'll let your roll go, and I think it's actually higher if it's dex anyway. So it shoots its tongue out towards you, and you dodge underneath of it right as it does so, and it kind of retracts back into its mouth. Again, just it's looking more and more angry now.
Also, if you needed it, you could have added two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's true.
Save those.
So, but it is within so many feet of you, so no, I'm just messing with you.
Math.
That would be a really
Nice.
interesting method for
Yeah.
that. There should be some like adverse variance, like if you're a fallen or
I'm a
something,
paladin.
like a dark paladin of some kind, it just
Oh, yeah,
affects
yeah.
everything and just messes the whole scenario up or
Yeah.
something. But anyways, or if you fall like a chaos god or something like that.
Yeah, it affects everything, but it's more powerful.
Right, yeah, that's just
So
my
it's like it's better for your friends, but it also
Yeah,
helps
I
your
like that.
enemies.
That's pretty cool. But that is the end of its action thing on that, which theoretically I have done out of order. So
It's my
it is
turn.
your turn, and
Well
then
done.
it'll be Kale. You'll
Shoot 2 arrows at it. Let's see, a 19 and a 16.
19 hits.
Okay.
So Elanduar stands there, shrugging off the effects, dodging from the tongue, pulling out 2 arrows as he draws the bow back, each of which
14,
one on the back of the rock slide, which now falls, and
More
the
rock
other
slides.
hitting into the creature. 14?
Yes.
Might have to start mathing here soon. And
Terraforming this place.
Yes, I am.
I need Kale,
Uh-huh.
Maze, It, and Coral
It.
to make dex saves.
Dex. Oh man.
What's my lowest save? I got a 9. No, I got a 17
I got a 6.
plus 2.
Wait.
You got an 8.
I got an 8. Still getting the sleepies out of my eyes.
Okay, so I have to hurt people.
Bring it.
Oh boy. On D6s, out of 5, I've rolled 3. And then. Okay, so. Ouch. That is.
What was the death save?
Rock slide.
No. What was the
Like the number? Oh.
It was 10, I think.
Okay.
It was low because it's not super fast, but that's how you saved it.
Yeah.
But
She did not.
I did not.
8.
Sleepies, man.
1, and it only hit 7.
Idiots.
So yeah.
The dude in the heavy armor is stealthy and
right.
agile.
Exactly.
What's this?
So you actually like the rocks come at you. You kick one out of the way, and then just kind of like walk up the others as they're
I'm a
coming down.
dragonborn, which means I'm
Yeah.
just better than you are.
Right. And as this happens, the rocks cover the creature, and you hear a and Maze also gets knocked over but not covered. And she's kind of just like one leg is kind of trapped under, taking 18, 24, 22 points of damage.
Whew. Okay.
Which you do see from the area where the creature was, a kind of pool of like purplish liquid just kind of flowing out from underneath the rocks there. And yeah, that's where things are.
Okay. My turn. Where's Coral?
Can I take a bathroom break?
Yeah, sure. Just turn your mic off first
Yes.
before you take it off.
Yeah.
And
Since it
we'll
was
actually,
just my turn, yeah.
here's what we'll do. So wait a second, and we will find out where Coral is after our break.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go on a short, like 10-minute break here, restroom break
Perfect.
and water gathering break, and then we will be right back here. So enjoy the music, and we'll see you very shortly. There we are.
Sound.
You, Kayla Stratz,
Uh-huh.
are looking for your companion.
Yeah, looking for Coral.
Let's go ahead and make an investigation roll for that. Anybody else wants to start?
Yeah, because I heard her.
Yeah. Squeal.
Oh man.
Oh, you need
This
to
is
actually make a
better.
strength roll.
Do I
just
need
to get
to?
yourself undone.
Oh yeah.
Investigation 19.
Okay.
My strength's good.
So you start gathering, like rummaging through the rocks. Maze, you've had one just go right by your head and land beside you as Kale's just into here.
I would totally try to butt it with my horns.
Yeah. And you eventually see this little goblin hand just like moving,
Okay.
just barely,
Oh god, thank God.
trying to like scratch at the stuff but unable to really get purchase.
I rolled a 14
keep
for
digging.
strength.
Okay, so you got
Because
yourself.
I would get
3.
myself out and go help Coral.
Okay.
15 for investigation.
Okay, you see the same concept as he rips it apart. You see the hand sticking out.
Oh god, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you stay away. You make sure that thing doesn't come back.
You take care of that. I will heal Coral.
Okay. Yeah.
So as once she gets out,
So
I
you
want
keep- so you
to.
keep kind of digging through,
Yeah.
grab her hand and pull her out of the last bit of rubble. She's like, you kind of like
Okay. I just
take her in
grab
your hands
and I
she's
hold her,
just-
and I just kind of like do one of these, you know, kind of hug, and then like I pat the back of her head and lay on hands.
Oh yeah. No, we just like.
What does that heal? Because I have marked her points down.
Well,
Oh.
I mean, I don't want to metagame too much, but I do need to know how much HP I can.
She has 21 hit points currently, and her max is 45.
Okay, so 24 will take her to
I was
max.
Yes.
not knowing he's doing that. I'm doing healing word.
I will heal her for 20.
Oh,
20. Okay.
never mind. I say because I would try to cure too.
So she goes from this to like. She kind of clambers up, like not really trying to get out of your grasp, but just kind of like moves up and is like,
I was like, oh, you got it. Okay.
Lay on hands doesn't mess around.
Should have been a warlock.
she looks right at you like.
Are you okay, little one?
She's just like not in shock, but like, whoa.
Yeah, it sucks being near death. I know. You see things. We'll talk later.
And so
There's a toad.
So
I told you it was a toad.
I did
Flying
believe you.
toad.
It actually was a frog.
I know.
If it fled from, I have Hunter's Mark on it, so I know exactly where it's at. If it's within 90 feet of me.
You're standing
It got
on top.
buried.
Oh, okay.
You are currently standing on top of it.
I can't move that to another type, one of its type. Like, well, I can do.
If you know
I
it's
think you have to
there.
see it or know
No,
that it's
well, I
present.
can do. What's that called?
Knowledge nature, is it alive?
Let's make sure.
No,
Is
not
it
that. I
alive or
wanted to
is
make
it
sure there's
dead?
Not any others around.
I just want to see if it's dead. If not, I'll make it dead.
Which
You could
I mean,
investigate and start kind of trying to dig through the rubble if you want to. You want to make a roll for that, you can.
which I don't think that's gonna do that.
No, I
I'd
don't.
say based off of.
I wouldn't waste time digging through the rubble, like
It is-
only to save coral.
Buried under rubble and like blood is just
Yeah.
flying
Based off of
everywhere.
description, there is this purpley thick liquid kind of seeping from the rocks now
Mhm.
in the general vicinity of where it was. Are
Okay.
you doing your search thing, your task?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
It's not gonna detect that.
So it appears to probably be dead. Me just DM players, it's dead.
It's dead.
It's dead.
If there's
AF.
blood, you know what? Like, I'm not gonna dig it out and be like, "Oh, it's still alive," and then bash its head in. No, it's there.
Yeah.
It's
Alright,
it's
so
hurt.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a cloak for Coral.
You can try.
Ew.
Or its
So-
eyes intact.
You have not looked for them yet?
Investigation.
Yeah, we'll
Really?
do that.
You guys are looking.
12. I mean, I figure like we know roughly where it's at.
You know where.
Start
it is,
digging.
yeah, so-
Yeah,
Oh, you guys want body parts for it?
I
I want to see what its eyes are worth.
I collect. I'm gonna collect things. But
Okay.
I carried heads around. I carried
17.
severed heads
Nah.
around.
17 for investigation.
This is only a very
you
small-
managed to.
It's a very small step.
You
It's
managed
good
to
to roll a
tear
3.
through the rocks close enough to get down to where its head probably was.
Hmm.
And you do, in fact, notice. One of the two eyes just kind of sitting there staring at you.
While the guys are doing that, I'm gonna sit next to Coral and just talk with her, make
So
sure
you climb
she's
up on the
okay.
Coral shoulder- No, I'm kidding. She-
No.
We'll say she.
Yeah, I'll climb up.
She's
And,
just over there like staring up at the sky as the,
I'm gonna
as
take
the
like
sun
a,
begins to kind of rise over the mountainside, lighting the space in kind of a dull, like orangish glow. She's just like staring up at the blue sky.
It's different once you're close to death.
She just keeps staring, basically acting like she is dead.
Yes. And I just
going
whisper to her, "I won't let you die."
I'll take like a small cloth and put it over the eye and then try to extract.
Okay, survival.
Yeah.
And Coral does at that point like look at you and she goes, "Thank you," and looks back up to
Yeah.
the sky.
I mean, and I again, sorry, yeah, they're away. I'm like, "Don't tell Kale, but you're my friend.
This isn't a fate.
I trust you more." Just after that night on the roof, like
Yeah.
Maze has felt
She
a
just
bond
keep,
with her.
She just
Yeah.
kind of side eyes you and then looks back to the sky. What'd you get? on your survival?
24.
Wow.
Like
Definitely,
the
you
eyes.
just
Sorry,
whip out
Robert.
this small knife from your back and just spin it around, and one single swipe, you cut the sinew away from the back of it. Pick it up with the cloth, kind of dusting it off as you do so, and it is this perfect orb of creature eye.
Anybody know what this is?
It's an eyeball.
I don't know.
Oh God, I don't know. I even.
I don't know. Are you the
Yeah, I'll try to.
hunter?
Yeah, I haven't
Nature,
encountered
if you
this.
want.
Yeah. It's a frog eye.
7.
It appears to be a giant frog eye.
I got the 9.
And maybe
Yes.
someone else will
Nothing
know.
else special on that.
Okay.
So, they always said if you play with sharp things, you'll take an eye out.
Yep, this is what we did.
Ah,
You're so funny, basically.
yes.
A rock shop, though. There's some of them all. That's what
Actually,
arrowheads are.
Maze,
Yeah.
make a Arcana roll.
Oh man, is that dead eye gonna hypnotize me? No, I'm kidding. Hey, look what I got! And I start drooling. Oh no!
Oh my God.
Why do you roll
3
that?
total.
But yeah, 3.
Three
yeah,
total.
3.
You're the only person
I know
that has
nothing.
a proficiency in Arcana.
Yeah,
The only
but I know nothing. Yeah.
Roll.
Coral has a
I'm
+3 to it, but
See,
she's not proficient
but
in it.
I'm so concerned with Coral. I'll be like,
The religious significance.
oh,
What
God.
did
Yeah,
you roll?
yeah.
11.
Oh, religion, I rolled an 18, but it would be like
Doesn't
a
seem too religious to
17.
you.
I know, that's
Does it
funny.
say if you got like stupid high, I would have just kind of given it to you because it's like your thing?
There's
Yeah.
a cult of hypnotoad.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
But
They
yeah,
hail
no,
hypnotoad.
as far as you're
No.
aware, it's just an eye, as far as you can tell. Just a nasty
The size of it is
Alright.
would it be, so it'd be the same size as the arcane orb that I'm carrying.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so I pull mine
It's
out.
like
I'm
the
like,
size of a Palantir, like a handheld Palantir.
so I pull it out, I'm like, look, I got one too. But it's actually my orb. I don't sit tell him. I'm like, this is a
Okay,
petrified
maybe,
eye.
Maybe this was
Magic.
a gross decision.
Yes,
Is that what mine's going to turn into? How did you make it do that?
it's magic.
Never mind. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Oh, I love that Kale's going along with it too.
So I'd like for all of you to make perception rolls.
Oh, perception.
Take my big eye.
21.
Nice.
19.
15.
21's 2. For me.
24.
Jeez.
Oh, wow. Even staring through the eye, you notice that the rock slide has blocked off the cave.
Yeah,
Completely.
I figured it was going to.
It's okay. We have a way back. The water.
Yeah, we'll just follow the water.
Follow the water upstream.
Yes. I can now control water.
We're going
Can you?
to.
I can. Yes.
Ooh, nice.
I figured it'd come in handy.
Okay, I'm going to read that while
Yes.
you guys do your thing over there.
I'd have to do it a little at a
Which way
time
do we go?
because I could reverse stream for just a little bit.
Upstream
But-
to go to the elven place, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we're go up there.
No, we're
that
going
way.
downstream. Aren't we following along with it?
I'm also going to just equip my regular longbow so I don't cause any more landslides.
We? I'm sorry, we?
I don't cause any more landslides.
Do you believe that when I made all that happened was there was some green fizz in the air?
Whoa! I didn't realize control water was that badass.
Yeah, I was like, when I got to like
I mean, it's a
Whirlpool.
4th level.
Yeah, but like Whirlpool, like how come no one's done this who had that? Control water makes it seem like, oh, I part the water just a little bit. Yeah, there's so many cool things you could do. Control water.
That's insane.
I know,
Yeah,
daily
well,
spell, man.
utility,
Wait till you get to the seas. Control water.
Yeah, well, I hit things with my sword.
I hit the water. What was the movie where you had to keep slapping the water? I can't remember.
It's like a martial arts movie.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, why am I
You have to hit the
slapping
just
water?
Barely.
Yeah.
It's about control. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which water itself, the element of water, is
Oh,
about control.
What is that?
Kung Pao, Enter the Fist.
Yes, thank you. Because
Wait,
it's
was
like,
it?
what? No. Well, there's a lot of slapping. No, there's something that's
It's
yeah.
like a real movie. I think it is actually in there too.
It's in there
They just, like,
too.
do like a drum thing or something.
Yeah.
with it, But
That was with the cow though, but yeah, there is slapping water. Like I don't see how slapping water helps, and eventually it
right.
does.
Yeah.
Crap.
But in
I'm gonna
essence,
slap water later.
What your water slapping here means is that you would, for up to 10 minutes per cast, be able to create a basically pathway along the river in whatever manner you wish.
We're gonna mosey our way up,
Now,
like Moses.
it lasts for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Keep trying to like, okay, guys, climb out. Okay,
and
recast. No, I'm
We'll
kidding.
be able to like kind of go up one side and until there's
There's more things I could do with it. It just it'll come in. It'll come in handy later.
Yeah, we need to.
Okay. So, are you guys making your way upstream?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
And that'll
Coral
lead the way.
does climb up onto your shoulders at this point as you guys kind of head towards the water. Maze, you
Make my
have
way
your
down.
first
Formation.
cast here to get kind of around if you want, or you guys could clamber over the other rock slide here. It's up to you.
So we're gonna go across the water because I could part it.
There's
The
a little-
other side is a cliff.
Oh, it is a cliff, so it's not
It
really.
just comes straight down, whereas this side of the water comes down into.
So this
an
has
angle.
like more walking space.
Yes, the side you're on is the traveling side, in essence, whereas the other side is the sheer side.
All right. Well,
We'll do the clambering. I don't think we need to
Waste as well.
spend
Yeah.
one of
And
those.
as you get to the top of it, you realize that would have been a waste.
Yeah.
Because you see that it is kind of like shorelines along here for a ways, there is, and I'm just gonna kind of speed it up here a little bit. You guys do.
I know what I forgot to do.
Come up against to an
I forgot to wave to my
where
spiritual weapon.
the do what?
I forgot to wave to my spiritual weapon just before unsummoning it and be like, and then the leaf goes.
And you
gonna have
guys
fun with
do
that.
head upstream for a little ways. However, then you do actually come to a spot where your only option is to utilize that spell, which you do so to clear yourself a path here.
Okay.
As the water kind of creates this almost tunnel around you guys, arcing up to the side with the land below being
Those fish like slapping against it.
you actually
You can't see them. I just I part
The
it.
fish actually just land in it because
Yeah.
she can't control the fish.
I'm gonna
Just
I
the
cannot.
pick up some
So,
fish and just
as the water moves away, there are a couple of individuals that are left behind.
What are we
that
doing all this questing for? We just
toss
become
back.
like premier fisher.
Yeah, exactly. However, most of the fish that are in this area, you actually notice have kind of swept off as this spell took effect.
Because it
kind of
pushed them out of the
pushed
way.
it up, and only a few ended up getting dropped out of the
Can I
situation.
check for snails and stuff on the...
Sure, do
I
that.
would mostly look for more of the big frog things.
Investigation because they're snails.
Is that a 9? Yeah, that's a 9. So that's... plus...
Oh, I was like, why does it have a oh yeah, I'm not
10.
damaging.
You find 43 snails.
Oh, man. Look at all the little snails.
Over the course of 100 feet, you find 43 snails.
You can totally eat those too.
Over the course of 100 feet and 10 minutes, you find 43 snails, and Kale grabs you by the back as the water comes back down as you are looking down at the snails.
Snails are
Just
good with
pulling you
salt,
out.
just so you know. Put a little salt on them. Delicious.
And now you guys are actually, after kind of traversing this spot where the water or the cliffside actually came straight out into the water, after traversing around here and heading up that 100 feet of sheer cliff on both sides, at the last moment thinking maybe, those of you that are paying attention, maybe you might not make it to the end of this spot before the spell drops. And then you come around and notice another cave leading inwards, met again by a sheer cliff as a kind of another spot that sinks in here. Similar to the
Just
campsite.
on you, if at any point I need 30 extra feet, I can get there.
That's true. That's true.
Is that misty stuff?
Yeah, I can just misty step.
You could have misty stepped across that bridge.
I sure could.
Yes, he could have.
Exactly across it, or you're gonna jump
Yeah.
into the air and then poof. Yeah.
But the problem is,
You can take. Can you take someone with you? One person. One of
A higher level because they do it in
I've
Ford
seen
does.
people do it. Yeah.
But I think
you
it's-
teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space so you can see. I don't think I mean, maybe I could bring the rope,
Yeah, somehow.
but I didn't want to
Could
like.
do that, yeah.
I think
I didn't wanna,
it's.
end up over there and then like not have a way.
I think it's DM discretion because it seems like he's allowed them to eye grab and then I misty step.
We could have.
Because
No,
technically
Misty Step
Coral.
is straight up you. Misty
Yeah.
Step is.
Oh, that would suck. That means
I
Coral
could-
would be left behind.
Yes.
I could have
Oh.
misty stepped across and then just have them throw the rope at me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, whatever.
But
That
he
was-
made fun of me.
Yeah, that
He
was
said he can make the jump.
Yeah, that was
We
the
let him.
option.
He's like, I can make that jump. We're like, okay, prove it.
We
I should have
created
just like
that situation.
poofed across and then they're like, here.
Yeah,
You
that
saw
would
me
have
do
been
it.
funny. So, like he just tried to just
Like just
jump
like,
the
well,
first
let's
time.
put some money on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been nice.
That'd been great.
That would have been absolutely wonderful.
I don't think so.
I liked it.
That would've been good.
I don't have money.
Jokes on you.
I'll take
Right.
it.
You guys are all pretty broke now.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Except for the dragon.
Oh, I spent all mine.
Dragon's
You got 7, don't you?
He's got 700.
731.
He didn't spend his. Yeah.
Yeah.
And 8 copper.
Whoa.
It's
Yeah,
tipping
that 8
money.
copper sets you up into the upper echelon there.
That's tipping money.
Tipping
So,
pie.
Elanduar, are you
Sorry.
still leading?
Yeah, what time of day is it? Are we, like,
You can see in the dark,
still?
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It is
Well, it's always dawn,
10:42
right?
in the morning.
Oh, 10:40.
Oh, it's morning.
It's time for second breakfast. Snails.
Almost time.
You guys
You
want to
wanna
go into
share
the?
them.
You guys want to go into the cave?
Seems to be the only way.
An option.
Okay, well, we'll go. So I'll lead.
Okay.
Is
I don't know why. It's like PTSD. She'll like search around and poke because I remember from the underground city they
have
could
any other
blend
way
into
to
the
get to the
rocks
place?
with their cloaks.
We didn't really.
What?
Like, there's no road. There's no main road, right?
we don't really have an option but to go into the cave.
That we know of.
I could misty step across the river.
It depends on. No, you couldn't. The river is a river. This is a shipping river. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can't get across to this one. At least not here. Nor in any of these sections in this general area. Maybe.
I almost went with water
The
walking,
border.
but I didn't do it. Dang, I wish I would have done that.
It's equivalent of like the Missouri,
Missouri,
River or
yeah.
something. Yeah, not like the Mississippi River where it's basically a lake that goes the extent of a country.
Yeah.
But it's like the Missouri where it's a couple hundred feet across kind of thing. Yeah. Actually, no, I would say it's smaller than that. It's
Missouri
like 50 to 100.
At points, the Missouri's.
So yeah, some are across, but some aren't. Yeah.
I'd say
It
it's
gets
like
big.
50 to 100 feet for the Erin River. It's big enough for a fairly good sized ship to come through.
Yeah. But to give you an idea, there are entire casinos built on boats that sit on the Missouri River. So
Precisely. So it's definitely not that big. It's maybe half that size.
Yeah.
To give you context.
okay.
But there are other methods that exist for travel that you guys have at your disposal. It's just a matter of whether or not you think of them. So,
Does anyone have a boat?
a boat with control water, just like.
That's true. Gonna put
No.
sticks together and I'm like,
If I make a galleon which has cannons attached,
Yes.
you can make a cannon maybe, but you wouldn't know what it is or have gunpowder with it.
that's true.
You just
That's
go.
true. That.
I find a broken raft. I cast mending on
I was
it.
like, what if it was just a large plank of wood that I wanted to meet someone over the head with?
Sure-ish. To an extent, like a 4-foot 2x4.
How about a door big enough for 2 people, but I say there's only enough room for 1, and the other has to stay in the water the whole time?
That's
Only if you cast freezing.
Okay, got you. Yes,
So
got
it's
it.
Only if I'm breathing on that person.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like that'll totally work, right? Yeah.
okay with
Doesn't
going
really
into the
count.
cave.
Yeah. No, I'm okay going in the cave.
I'm like, okay, let's go in the cave.
Okay.
Okay.
What is it, Coral?
Coral's not laughing.
Sounds like Coral.
I'm like,
Okay, so you guys head into the cave with Elanduar leading again?
He's been leading. It's wherever he goes. So if he says, "Hey, we're going in this cave,"
he's the like the nature guy.
yeah, that's why I'm like, "But there's a road there." He's like, "No, this cave's better." Okay.
There is no road. I see no road.
I didn't say there was a road, but like if there was a road,
There's a road. There's no road. I didn't say there was a road.
I didn't say there was a road.
That's
No,
what just happened.
I know. It's okay. I'm just gonna say random things, just like just rub it in. Like I said, there was a frog.
Okay.
You didn't believe me. There's a frog.
If we have no other way,
Utter.
we'll just take the cave.
You're the guide. You're the guide.
Yeah, I haven't been here before.
What does your spirit guide tell you we should
I
go?
don't have a spirit.
Didn't
you have
a
spirit.
map?
I do have a map. It's
I have spirit. Yes, I do. Where we go, we'll follow you.
I mean, there's really not detailed on like all the. I mean, there's a river. I see the river, and it's going in the right direction that we need to go.
Oh, and there's a
But
coffee
I don't
spill
have
on there.
any
No,
spirit.
just like that's not a river. That's coffee.
I don't have a spirit animal.
So what are the
like you do.
obstacles keeping us from just continuing upriver?
A sheer cliff face where both sides kind of come together yet again, similar to what you just passed. And there just happens to be a clear and direct access point here. It's not you cannot go forward up the river. You can. It's just from where you're looking, your perspective, it's 2
Okay,
sheer
what's
cliffs.
easier?
On
How do you
each
guys
side.
feel about a grappling hook?
Grappling hook's a grappling hook. It's a method of travel.
Do you have one?
And it's a weapon.
We're going to be climbing.
Technically a weapon.
I mean, this is still my favorite.
I'm just like
This
following.
is my favorite terrain, so
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't bother me.
I'm gonna see if we can go. How tall is this cliff? How tall?
what you will be doing
You look like you're raving
if you
there.
attempt to climb the cliffside
Boom.
is,
Yes.
in essence, you will be throwing your grappling hook, getting a grip somewhere, and then throwing it again to get up. So, and that's if your throws are good.
So you got
Like it's a point where this is
What
kind
if
of a
I had-
skill challenge type thing.
What
Mountain
if I
climbing.
conjured a
this is.
crossbow with a grappling hook
Yeah,
and just do
get it
that?
all the way to the top.
same concept.
Can you conjure a ballista?
Crossbow, longbow
Has to be
600
handheld.
feet, and I think crossbow may even be farther. You would have
crossbow?
up
Actually,
to
yeah.
you have 600 feet. And because it's a
Oh, I don't have a heavy
freaking
crossbow.
mountain, you would not be able to miss. In essence.
But the grappling hook is a lot heavier than a bolt.
It's like a grappling bolt. Or similar to what you guys used to get across the thing, but you shot it with a bow, and this would be with a grappling hook. And basically, if you don't roll a natural one, you are fine.
So
I'm good at this.
how high up is this cliff?
I'll say if you utilize the method you just said, it'll make life easier, and you'll be able to get up to a space where you're kind of on like a overland trail, like an up higher type of trail type thing.
Yeah.
Like a mountain goat path or something that you could traverse in a walking speed around the outside of the mountains. Or mountain. It's mountains. It's a range.
It's a range, yeah, it'd be more than one mountain. It's not the mountain.
Or you could do the same thing with the river and maybe make it far enough before she runs out of spells.
So yeah, that's going to run out. We still got the ways to go, I think.
We either go up and struggle climbing, we go through the water and struggle drowning, or we go in the cave and it's a dead end and we do fighting.
Well, let's go do fighting.
The cave it is still.
Yeah. Weigh the options. Let's go do the cave.
15 minutes later, you guys.
I know, man.
And, so you guys do angle in towards the cave. So are you trying to be stealthy or just walking into the cave at a normal brisk walk?
I would say we should probably be stealthy in case something else lives there.
Without a trace on everyone again.
Cast without a trace. Which actually is a feat, if I'm not mistaken, where your casting of certain things doesn't actually take a somatic, so you can make where you just go, I cast it, and you cast it. You don't have
Like
to
an
go
at will?
somatic, yeah.
It's called eschew materials.
Oh,
Something.
yeah. I did not say that yet.
But anyways,
I'll keep that in mind.
it's better for like a wizard. or
It's
sorcerer.
really good for wizards and sorcerers. Well, mostly wizards.
Yeah, mainly wizards, but can also.
They have
Would that
material
if it
That is
has
expensive.
if it has a spell where you have to like say something, do you not have to say it? It just
The one I'm
just build
thinking
it?
of, no. The one he's thinking of, you still have to use that portion, but your materials are unlimited.
There's some, like, if it's
Combining the two
verbal.
is insane.
Yeah.
In a really good way for the character.
Because if someone casts silence on you, then you cannot verbally cast
Yeah,
it.
so
Or
you
if
can't
you
use
are
it.
doing water
Yeah,
breathing, you can't do it.
My character has silence. So yeah. Good thing to know. How to utilize it.
So you've passed that trace. So
Oh,
you
okay.
roll perception, or not perception. You roll
Stealth.
perception because you're leading.
Nice.
You guys all roll stealth.
Yeah. I got a 19 before I passed without a trace, so.
Before, so 29.
Perception.
I'll never get
18
those numbers
plus
again.
an amount.
Okay, so more than 28.
My perception is 14. Ooh, natural 20 on with
Dang.
Yeah.
without a trace.
So Elanduar just vanishes into the shadows ahead of you guys, and you're like, "Oh, we better follow." And you follow down into the cave. He reappears in front of you, and you guys make your way through what is actually a fairly short distance compared to how long it took to get out of the mountainside the first time. However, you come back out and
Because half of the rocks fell off.
the road the road in front of you seems familiar. It is not the same that you've been on, but it's the same general. I mean, it is the same road. That's what I'm getting at. you've made it back to where you want to go because the way that it's laid out looks the same as
It looks like
what
it
you've
was
seen
by the
in
same
Porter
builders.
going forward. Yeah. So you're back in a space where you have the large main road with the kind of various caves and catacombs going off the sides. As you move forward down this space, you start to notice plant growth. There are little mushrooms, and they seem to glow. There's ones that are just that kind of pale green, like glow-in-the-dark glow, and then there are also more elegant-looking ones that have a mixture of deep blues and purples and whites, some with reds, some of which are like black, but then they have these little speckles of like reddish maroon around the edges. And they kind of seem to be growing. There are more of them happening as you continue along.
They increase in numbers.
More numerous.
I'm going to do like a nature check,
Is this
investigation.
like the Feywild? That's what reminds me of the Fey, like when we were getting muffins.
Oh, the muffin man, baby,
Woman.
woman. She was nice. Alright, so should this be nature?
Yeah, sure.
It'd be a 17.
Okay, these are mushrooms. It's odd that they're glowing. You've heard of these before.
They usually don't glow.
Bioluminescent.
They are in essence, yeah, they're bioluminescent mushrooms. Being familiar with this area, the mountain ranges and the forests in this area, it's not obnoxiously uncommon to find something like this. It's just there's a lot here, and they're taller and taller, and it's like a forest of these various mushrooms. Some of which are big round mushrooms, others are little capped mushrooms, and some are weird textured spires of mushrooms, similar to like a morel mushroom. All various forms of this fungi are growing all around here, and there's these mosses kind of carpeting the ground in this area.
I know this might sound weird, but I think we need to follow the mushrooms. Like, wherever they're coming from, yeah, I think it might be tied into everything here. These are common, but not in this amount. Like, there's something encouraging the growth.
Something worth investigating one way or another.
Yes. And I think it's still leading to where we're already going, right?
The path goes directly through this
Okay.
forest.
Okay, so, yes.
Maze just gives him a weird look. Man, I remember my mom telling me never follow a person who says to follow the mushrooms.
Did someone actually tell you that?
Yeah, it was
Mushroom man.
never follow the mushroom. It was a squirrel that slept on the east side of a log, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Well, you should never sleep on the east side of the rock. You should know that. I already told you this.
Well, you're the nature guy. I'll
Okay.
follow you.
The east side would actually be the proper side to sleep on in our general area.
Yes, in
because
our
the
area,
wind
yeah.
comes from the west and the north, so if you're on the east side of the log, you're actually sheltered. But anyways.
Yep. It's okay, he's the nature guy.
That's why I said
But you
squirrel
wake up
always
earlier
sleeps
because
on
it's
the east side of the log. That's the one you're supposed to sleep
I'm
on.
just, for the record, I'm following Kale and not the man following the mushrooms.
Kale just happens to be also
Just happen to be following. So I'm still listening to Mama.
Semantics.
Yes.
So, you guys head into this mushroom forest. You head in for quite a ways, and it does now really seem to be a forest. The cave itself opens up extremely tall here, and maybe 100 feet high. So it's almost like just a black night sky above you. And then the cave sides disappear completely. And all you see is now this undergrowth that you're looking at and the stalks of the larger mushrooms that go up to the height of trees around you. All still in their various styles and fashions. You can see through them as a normal forest. They're not clumped all together in every spot. Some of them are. But there seems to be just this weird feeling that comes across you. It's like excited energy of some sort that just almost kind of makes you want to just like skip down the road type of thing. Which,
Oh, it's like the muffins.
based on wisdom, I would say that based on wisdom, like numbers, Maze probably does start skipping.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And yeah, Maze starts skipping.
Oh, I was gonna say I was hoping to roll low, but yeah, I mean I'd still skip regardless. I rolled a 16. I'm like I don't resist.
Just kind of starts bobbing back and forth a little bit, just kind of over exaggerating the sway of Kale's shoulders.
Makes me wish I was in
Each
wolf
of
form
you
so I could
both just
prance.
feel happy. It's the only way to describe
This is
it.
like
Just
those
feel
muffins.
Happy.
Maybe this is what the
And-
muffins are made out of.
Something's up.
We're happy. Last time we were happy, we're suspicious.
Yes, but nothing bad happened.
Make a survival roll for me, Elanduar.
Oh dear.
Uh,
Oh dear.
I will survive.
Are we technically in the mountains anymore?
Nope. Oh, we are?
You're
Oh,
beneath a mountain.
we're in the mountain.
We're in the mountains.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a
so-
cave like this in Elder
you said
Scrolls, I believe.
survival? So that's 13.
13?
Yes.
You come up near this weird, puffy clump of various mushrooms. It seems to have this light dust along the sides. And you stop everybody quickly and make sure to skirt around the far edge, avoiding what you know to be a mushroom that causes spores to come out whenever brushed and can suffocate the people that are within the range. of
Oh,
it.
the sneezing
Yeah.
shroom. Yeah.
It's a lot worse than that. This is the danger shroom.
And you continue on for what feels like miles, even with this feeling of happiness.
It's leg day.
Yeah. But it feels like you've gone for a long ways in length of time, but it doesn't feel like you've gone very far in length of distance at the same time.
Yeah, you keep turning
Feels like-
around.
Yeah.
Feel like you've been walking for 20
Like the
minutes. You
endless
turn around,
steps
you don't
and
feel like you're
boring.
that far away.
Precisely. Yeah, it's almost like you feel like you've walked maybe a half
Can
a mile
I-
away from where the poof of mushrooms was. You look back and it's like 20 feet behind you.
It's like walking in the sand.
This is. Does anyone have a weird feeling? Like we're-
Happy? No.
I'm going to see if I can detect evil and good.
Okay.
It's all good around
Do
here.
you have to roll on that or anything?
Nope.
Concentration. Concentration up to 10
Trying to
minutes.
fly.
For the duration, I know if there is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of
Do
me.
you even have wings?
As well as where the creature
my
is
dreams, I do.
located. Similarly, you know if there is a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated.
It is blocked by 1 foot of stone. So, you cast that.
Yeah, so if it's outside of the cave room, I'm probably not going to see it.
Correct.
But I don't know if I'm concerned about that.
Shouldn't be. But, and that is within 30 feet of you?
Yep.
For the full thing.
Okay.
Oh.
So, within 30 feet of you, you do feel as if there's some form of consecration that has happened here. Consecration being the good thing, the blessing of this.
Right.
And it does seem that this area has been imbued with some form of energy, whether that be arcane, fey, celestial, whatever. Some form of energy.
I would
has
know if it's fey.
intentionally.
Yeah.
Some form has intentionally made this better than what it already was.
Yeah, I would know Faye as well.
Well, it's not that.
That's fine.
And you know that it is not that because
Yeah.
both of your senses. You are still on the plane of
We can go.
Earth.
We
Seems like we're safe. We're pretty much safe here. we will want to tread with respect because, well, what I'm sensing seems to have had good intentions. It probably doesn't want us messing with it.
Do you think this is a sanctuary?
It could be. It has been a sanctified area.
Oh,
So some being
the Mushroom
has
King.
deemed this to be some sort of holy ground.
As you guys are
Kinda
having
like
this
Bryn would do.
conversation, and you say that,
Mhm.
you hear laughter echoing throughout the space.
Mhm.
It is, and it just continues to echo around.
Hmm.
I'll call out to it. Hello.
And that's where we're going to pick up next week.
Hello.
So, thank you guys for watching, and
That's pretty
hopefully you will join us next week to find out what in the world is making that laughter. Till then, be good to each other. Adios.